everyone, my name is Sarah and I work for California State Parks in the Oceano Dunes District here on the central coast of California. The earliest residents of this region of California are the northern Chumash Native Americans. The northern Chumash have been here for more than 10,000 years, and the dunes continue to be an important part of their cultural heritage. Today, descendants of the northern Chumash tribe, Yaktichu Tichu, Yaktohini, continue to live amongst the same places as their ancestors, carrying on their language and traditions. Throughout this video series, we're going to learn about the Chumash culture as we focus on how the early ancestors of the northern Chumash lived and used the natural resources of this area. The northern Chumash were complex hunters and gatherers, which means that they used native plants and animals for food and medicine. Today we're going to learn how they used a couple of the native plants that still exist here today. Today I'm going to be talking about information that I learned from a book called Chumash Ethnobotany by Jan Timbrook. Timbrook specializes in Chumash native plant uses at the Santa Barbara Museum of Natural History. Before we begin today, I have two quick rules. The first of them being to leave things as you find them. Here at California State Parks, it is against the law to pick, harvest, or disturb any tree or plant. So I ask, if you come across any branches or any twigs on the ground, any of these plants could serve as a wildlife habitat, which is extremely important for us to preserve here. My second rule is that this video is for educational purposes only. We will be learning about how the northern Chumash used and continue to use these native plants. However, we do not recommend you using the plants as described in this video. I'm standing here in our northern Chumash native plant garden where today we're going to learn about three plants: Mugwort, bay laurel, and the Arroyo willow. This native plant garden is a very special space that is maintained by a great group of volunteers here at our park. This space teaches us a lot about northern Chumash native plant uses and how they were experts at using these plants for medicine. The first plant we're going to talk about today is mugwort. Mugwort was used for a variety of different purposes, and the first was for healing really deep wounds. Maybe you've cut yourself and had to get stitches before. Now these woolly hairs on this plant were taken, rolled into a cone, and stuck in the wound to be lit on fire, so eventually it would scar over and heal, similar to how you might have a scar from those stitches that you got. Now mugwort also was used to help control the body's temperature. It was used as a remedy for poison oak, so it was made into a paste and put on the skin to actually help poison oak rashes heal up. The second plant that we're going to talk about today is right above me. It is the beautiful California bay laurel, a plant with sword-shaped leaves and really aromatic leaves, which mean that they have a strong smell, to camouflage human smell before hunting of deer. Now they would actually light the leaves and the twigs on fire in a hut built partially underground called a sweat house. Now this was thought to attract deer potentially and camouflage human smell for making for a more successful hunt. Also, parts of the trunk called burls were used to make really beautiful bowls, and the leaves were boiled down into a tea to help with colds or sore throats. Our next and final plant today is the beautiful Arroyo willow that I am standing next to right now. Its bark contains what's called salicylic acid, which is an ingredient that actually is in our today's aspirin. So maybe you've had a fever or a headache and taken an aspirin. The northern Chumash utilized the salicylic acid in this tree to do the same thing. Now they would brew it in a tea to bring down fevers. They would use it to heal headaches, or they would even chew on the bark to heal toothaches. Now they knew exactly what they were doing and what amount to use, which is important to note because salicylic acid in too much dose could give you a stomachache, and nobody wants a stomachache. Thank you all so much for joining me today to learn about northern Chumash native plant uses. I'm going to leave you all with an assignment. I want you to create a video describing to me one of the plants that you learned about today and how it was used by the northern Chumash as medicine. Thank you for watching and see you soon. To learn more, please subscribe to our YouTube page and follow our park social media channels. Thanks so much for watching and see you next time.